Brian Mbomo, and Sene Lamens, while several fringe players were moved on as part of the squad reshuffle. Yet, perhaps the most significant decision made by manager Ruben Amorim and the club's hierarchy was the choice to retain young midfielder Kobbie Mainoo, despite mounting speculation about his desire to leave on loan. At the time, reports circulated that Mainoo was frustrated with his lack of minutes and open to the idea of seeking opportunities elsewhere, with Napoli, Real Madrid, and even Manchester City all expressing interest. Team talk sources later confirmed that City had indeed made inquiries about the England international. Still, Amorim was reluctant to part ways with him, believing the youngster would have a role to play as the season progressed. However, weeks have passed since the summer window closed, and Mainoo's situation has barely improved. Despite the manager's earlier assurances, he continues to be sidelined for key matches, which has only added to his frustration. According to Tutto Mercato Web, the 19-year-old is now looking elsewhere to ensure he does not jeopardize his chances of earning a spot in England's World Cup squad. The Italian outlet claims that Mainoo is prepared to push harder in January, making his desire for regular playing time even more insistent. Among his potential suitors, Napoli are once again expected to lead the race. Their interest is said to be almost inevitable, given that the club already has strong ties to Manchester United